My team and I have built thousands of AI cold callers across various different companies within 16 different countries. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you should do if you want to build a great AI cold caller. So without further ado, let's get right into the meat and bones of an AI cold caller, which is its agent prompt. If you get the prompt perfect, the agent will be amazing no matter what settings you use. If the prompt is not good, it doesn't matter what settings you use, the agent will not do good. The prompt is 80% of an AI cold caller. So let's get right into how you should structure a prompt and how you should detail it within the actual text that you write. So first things first, when you're structuring a prompt, you want to do it using hashtags because LLMs understand them very, very well, and it makes it easy for them to understand what is going on inside of a piece of text. What I mean by that is for a heading, you would use one hashtag, a subheading 2, and a subheading number 3. Now, for our main heading here, we're going to call this the agent prompt. We're then going to make a subheading that's going to be called goal, another subheading that's going to be called script, another subheading that's going to be called Q&As, and another subheading that's going to be called knowledge base. Now, I suggest you guys do the exact same on the agent that you're building. Now, the goal is going to be the most important foundation for the AI agent so that it understands why it is here, who it is, what it's supposed to be doing, and why it even exists. So what we're going to do is just write a quick 2 sentences here. We're going to say, you are named James, and you are calling on behalf of a insurance company called Sunnyside. Your goal is to get leads to book appointments so that they can buy insurance and protect their families. Beautiful. Now it understands who it is. Now we're going to go into the script. The script is the meat and bones of the prompt. The script is exactly what it should be saying. So we're going to give it really specific detail here. Hey, this is James. Is this name? Okay, great name. I'm just calling because I saw you filled out our form on Facebook because you wanted to make sure your family was protected. Is that right? Beautiful. They're going to respond. We're going to go in and in and in. Now, I could write a whole script, but I don't want to bore you guys writing an entire script for insurance here. I just want to show you the general outline of how you do it. And then we're going to come back and add prompting into the script, and I will show you that in a second. But first, let's go into the Q&As. So this is going to be all of the questions or objections that somebody might say, and the AI's answers or rebuttals to them. So we're going to do question. Why are you even calling me? And then the answer for the AI, this is telling the AI what it should say, is going to be, I'm just calling because I know you want to make sure your family is protected in case anything were to happen to you. Now, why do we do it in the Q:(A) format? Because it's really easy for the AI to understand this. A lot of people will just put a ton of questions and the answers, da-da-da-da. That's okay, but it can sometimes confuse the AI system. If we're really clear with Q&A, the AI knows that if a question like this, even if it's just similar or not the exact same thing, gets asked, it needs to respond with this exact answer or one that makes more sense in the context of which the call is being placed in and the question is being asked in. So you would fill this with questions, fill it with answers. We then have the knowledge base, which is the last thing before we come back to the script and finish it off with some really good prompting. The knowledge base is really important for conversations where people will ask a lot of questions, even outside of the norm. So if 90% of your questions fall into, why are you calling me? Who is this? What time are you open? How much does it cost? If that's 90% of your questions or something simple like that, totally fine to just have Q&As. However, for a lot of companies, they will get questions that are outside of the norm fairly often. And so what you need is a knowledge base. A knowledge base is a vast amount of information about the company that the AI can leverage to create an answer that it doesn't yet have. So here we would go to the company website, take paragraphs of information, or we would take the website, put it into something like ChatGPT, have it make a summary, and then put it into the AI system right here. If it has a vast amount of information, it can then leverage that information later to craft answers. So, because this is an imaginary scenario and I don't want to write 3 paragraphs about Sunnyside Insurance, which is not even real, I'm going to leave it like this, but know that it would just be a vast amount of information like this that the AI could pull from. Okay, so back to the script. What do I mean when I say prompting? What I mean is we're telling the AI how it should say things. So prompting is not always what it should say, but how it should say it. So for example, okay, great name. I'm just da 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 da. Is that right? I'm gonna say if yes, say insert warm compliment. What family members did you want to protect? Okay, now we're gonna come down, and then we're gonna say, I see how important it is to make sure your insert family member is safe. Glad I can help today. So now instead of being so stiff here, what we're doing is we're giving them a warm compliment so long as we are calling the right person. And that warm compliment will have to do with them and the previous conversation we've had with them because it's being created in real time by the AI. We then ask, what family members do you want to protect? We then reference that by saying, oh, I see how important it is to make sure your insert family member that they just said is safe. Glad I can help today. This changes the entire flow and feel of the conversation. It makes it feel like we actually care. Makes it feel like the AI knows you, understands you, is using context from the call in its future answers. If we don't have that, it sounds very robotic in some cases. It sounds too stiff. We need it, and it can only be done through prompting. Now, prompting is just like this: insert warm compliment, insert family member. This is one of the most powerful examples of prompting when we're telling the AI to create something in real time that is specific to the person that we're talking to. Another type of prompting that we did use here subtly is the if yes prompting, meaning if that's not right, we can also do a if no, say, sorry, wrong number. Or we can say anything else that might make sense here to still rope that person back in, even if they don't remember filling out the Facebook. Okay, so now I'm not even going to adjust all of the different settings available within Nova Echo. I'm just going to save this agent, and then we're going to see how well it does on an actual call. Here we go.
Hey, this James, is this Joey?
Yeah, this is Joey.
Okay, great, Joey. I'm just calling because I saw you filled out our form on Facebook because you wanted to make sure your family was protected. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I do remember that.
That's awesome, Joey. What family members did you want to protect?
My sister. Yeah, my sister,
Oh,
Carolina.
great. Let's set up an appointment to discuss insurance options for Carolina. What day and time would work best for you?
Well, why are you calling me?
I'm just calling because I know you want to make sure your family is protected in case anything were to happen to you. It's important to have the right coverage in place for peace of mind.
Okay. All right. What about tomorrow at 3 p.m.? All right. So that agent spoke to me, answered my question, ran through a script, and tried to book an appointment just with that basic prompting. As long as it's structured in the right way for the AI to clearly understand it, that's 70% of the way there. The next 10% is getting the words really good. And the other 20% I didn't quite go over in this video because the prompting can get a little bit more extreme and accurate. However, you don't need to do that necessarily. If you're just trying to get a quick agent out there and start getting some sales, 80% of the way there is a good place to start. It's a good place to make some money quick. In the description below this video, you can book a call with somebody from our team, a discovery call, and they will run you through an entire demo of this platform and show you exactly how you can quickly and efficiently set up an agent that can do 10,000 plus calls per day for your business so you can start closing some deals. Again, link in the description and start using AI to optimize your sales process because there's a lot more that you could be doing with that kind of volume. Have a great day.